In today's video, we'll discuss our top 5 picks for the best silent switches of 2024. Kicking things off for the most underrated silent switches. My linear pick is the Honeybean, and a big reason is the material choice. This switch stands out with its palm housings paired with a Lie stem. Lie, in particular, is known for a very low coefficient of friction, contributing to these Honeybeans' standout smoothness. Plus, the Honeybean's 42-gram actuation makes it lighter than 85% of switches out there. Perfect if you're a lighter typist. These switches come in at $359 per 10 at Milktooth. Given the more niche materials these switches use, these Honeybean switches come at a super accessible price point. Especially if you're a more advanced enthusiast, I take a closer look at these Honeybeans. Here's the sound test. For my underrated tactile pick, we have the Milktooth Silent Yellow Jade. A while back, we listed them on our site and, even without mentioning them much, they have quietly become one of our best sellers. After using them for a while, I can see why. These Silent Yellow Jades are really great silent tactiles from a great brand. In fact, Milktooth is the manufacturer for Gazoo U4s, which itself is a top tier silent tactile. So if you want a medium to medium heavy weight and a fairly big tactile bump, you'll definitely want to check out these Silent Yellow Jades, which come in at $310 per 10. Here's the sound test. The stiffest silent switch category might sound a bit odd at first, but hear me out. Silent switches feel mushier than their non-silent counterparts due to the use of silicone dampeners. They reduce the noise when the switch stem hits the housings. They do a great job of silencing, but it can make the switches feel less firm than some people prefer. The WS Silent Linear and Tactiles fix that issue. Instead of using stem dampeners, these switches have a unique silencing mechanism that uses cutouts. This means you get a much stiffer feel compared to other silent switches. Now there is a trade-off. These switches aren't quite as silent as your standard silent options out there, but if you prioritize a firm bottom out, sacrificing a bit of silence might be worth it. These are both medium weight switches. Both their bottom outs are 63.5 grams, making them heavier than around 60% of switches in our selection. Perfect if you prefer a slightly stiffer typing experience. Take a listen for yourself. Let's briefly talk about the Gateron 0° switches. These linear switches take a unique approach to silencing by using pads placed differently than the usual dampeners to diffuse the impact. While not quite as firm as the WS Silent Linears and Tactiles we just discussed, the Gateron 0° switches still offer a more substantial typing experience than your average silent switch. Another feature that contributes to the overall feel of these switches is the use of dual rails. This design choice enhances the smoothness of each keystroke. Here's the sound test. Akko has earned a reputation for being the best bang-for-your-buck switch brand on the market, and their silent switches, the Penguin Tactiles and Fairy Linears, are no exception. They offer excellent value without compromising on quality. When it comes to typing feel, the word that immediately comes to mind is pillowy. Both the Penguin Tactiles and the Fairy Linears provide a soft and delicate texture that makes typing a pleasure. The switches have a short travel distance of just 3.3mm, resulting in a more condensed feel. Coming in at around 31 cents per switch, you save 27% on them exclusively at Milktooth, plus get free shipping on orders over $49. Make sure to use the link in the description. In terms of weight, these switches have a bottom out force of 60 grams, which is lighter than slightly more than half of all switches available. This makes them a great choice for those who prefer a switch that's not too light, but not too heavy either. Here's a sound test for them. One of the most notable aspects of the Silent T1 is its weight. With a 67-gram bottom out, these switches are on the heavier side, which may appeal to users who prefer a more substantial typing feel. Plus, the Silent T1 features a more pronounced, stepped bump rather than a rounded one. This results in a sharper tactile sensation, which can be particularly enjoyable for those who appreciate a more distinct tactile bump. Here's the sound test. For those who need something that's super quiet but not necessarily silent, the TTC, Neptune, and Venus switches are for you. These switches boast a unique rail structure that ensures exceptional smoothness and minimal stem wobble throughout the entire keystroke. Unlike standard switches, the Neptune and Venus feature tracks, resulting in a more streamlined and smoother typing experience. This innovative design sets them apart from other options on the market. Both the Neptune and Venus switches are very light, with the bottom out forces lighter than approximately 80% of all available switches. This makes them perfect for users who prefer a lighter typing experience without compromising on smoothness or stability. Take a listen to how they sound. The Gazoo U4s venture into the realm of a more intense tactile experience, reminiscent of the satisfying flick of a light switch. In contrast to the switches we mentioned earlier, such as the Penguins, which gently fade into the background as you type, The U4s make their presence known with every keystroke, and what sets the U4s apart from another heavy tactile such as the Durex Silent T1s we talked about earlier is the shape of their tactile bump. While the Silent T1s feature a sharper, more pronounced bump, the U4s offer a rounded tactile experience. Basically, you'll be experiencing the tactile bump throughout the entire keystroke. Here's the sound test for these. If you're looking for the best silent switches on the market, look no further than TTC's Silent Frozen and Silent Bluish White. The Silent Frozen is a premium linear switch that's in a league of its own. With a lengthened, silver-plated spring, you get a snappy feel that's just unmatched. And when it comes to silencing, TTC has gone above and beyond with a unique gasket on the stem and additional dampeners inside the switch. But the Silent Frozen isn't just about being quiet. It's also incredibly smooth, with a factory lube drop that makes for silky smooth keystrokes. It's also very lightweight with a 43-gram bottom out. Just as this commenter says, all of the Silent Frozen's characteristics makes for a typing experience that simply feels premium. Now let's talk about the Silent Bluish White. If you like a medium light tactile, this is the switch for you. With a subtle yet satisfying tactile bump and a 50-gram bottom out force, it offers the ideal balance of lightness and feedback. And the sound reminds me of a gentle rain tapping on a window. Soft, soothing, and never distracting. It's the kind of sound that just fades into the background. What makes these switches the best overall is their universal appeal. They're not too light, not too heavy, and like the Silent Frozens, they have that premium, refined feel that TTC is known for. If someone came up to me and simply said, I want a silent linear or tactile switch, I wouldn't hesitate to recommend the Silent Frozen or Silent Bluish White. Simply put, these switches are the safest picks for silence. Take a listen for yourself. Now, here are back-to-back sound tests for all the switches we talked about today. If you want to see my deep dives into my top 5 silent tactiles or top 5 silent linears, make sure to click one of these videos here. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.